Okay, we're rolling. That's us rolling. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a Moviehooker interview. I am here right now with writer-director Aurélia Mengin.
Yes.
I nearly got it right. She is the writer and the director behind the lovely art house, beautifully bleak film called Scarlet Blue, and I want to welcome her.
Thank you.
Yeah, so how was your film yesterday?
I know it was amazing. A lot of journalists asked me the question is if I was anxious about the screening, and for me, I'm never anxious with screening. Screening is just a magic moment. If people love the film, it's magic, but also if people don't like, because my movie, I know that I'm not making easy feel-good movies. My movie is very personal, is deal with depression, mental illness, so I know what I do.
Yes,
of course,
yes.
I know that the audience have to make this strange and strong travel with me and with the Scarlet Blue movie. And yesterday the audience was amazing. Nobody leave the screening.
That's a good start.
Yes. And after the screening we have a huge Q&A between the director of the festival, Greg Crude, and me, and it was so nice because he asked me very, I think, interesting question to help the audience to have maybe an interpretation of what I try to do. But I always love that people can make their own feedback about the movie too.
Yes. And something like Scarlet Blue, we've been talking now for a few days, and we've been talking about Nicholas Winding Refn, and you were saying that people were comparing his work to your work even before you knew who this guy was.
Yes, and I have a funny story about that. I think it was 14 years old ago. I make a short movie called Macadam Transfer, and the movie was selected in Cannes Festival and was screening the same day where Drive was screening.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
So, yes, and it was a short movie and so close to the universe of Drive, but I didn't know, that the organization of Cannes Festival offered me the screening for Drive with all my team, and so it was magic because we in few hours before we screened my short film, and then we were beside Drive screening, and it was like, oh my god, we are so close, So yes, for me it's very I'm very happy that people say that my universe can remind them David Lynch or Nicolas Winding Refn or Jodorowsky. A lot of people from France say always that I'm the daughter of David Lynch and Jodorowsky.
That's great. Like is this your second feature film?
Yes.
I haven't seen your first one, but I am on it. I am going to check it out soon. How is something so surreal born in your head with this movie? Where did this idea come from? The colours, it's an amazing idea, and how did you get that from your mind to the screen?
Yeah, to understand how I'm making things, you have to know that I'm from Réunion Islands, and my father used to be a huge artist, surrealist artist, and and my father called Vincent Mongin Le Creux, and he built with my mother the first art museum of surrealism and contemporary art in my islands. He built they are only to my mother and my father to build this huge museum alone during 40 years, and my father unfortunately passed away 1 year ago, and we were very, very close since I'm a little girl. He was my best friend and my inspiration, and I learned all the things I know from him, and that's why, for me, making a movie is to make art.
Yes.
And if you have a look of my short movie, my 8 short, and then my first feature film, Phonasis, and now Scarlet Blue, the surrealism is already here at the beginning of my career.
Yes.
I always use surrealist color, powerful color, and skin and body and you know, a lot of makeup and neon every day. There's neon.
Yes,
since the beginning.
That was in my review. That's what I said. It's unlock your neon demons.
Yes.
It's
Of
sort of
course.
like every frame in your movie is almost like, that's very interesting that you're saying about your father and the art, because every frame in your movie is sort of, it's almost a painting, really.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and you know, when each time I make a movie, I want to, I explain to my team that I want that if you put stop on the screen, you have a painting. Each time you put stop, I want people to say, "Oh my God, I want it in my room," you know, like a painting or photography. And to answer to your questions, the idea, it was since the beginning. I want to talk to tell the story of a friend of me, really close of me. When I was teenager, she became schizophrenic, and nobody understood how she did, how it survived, and you know, nobody understood what mental disease. And we were around 15, 16 years old, and you know, and the crisis became more and more often and more stronger, you know, and she lost each time her memories. And she makes so crazy thing and so hard thing, and she was so sad, and she was very lost, because people say, you know, you have done that, and she can't. Yes, she said no. Oh my God. and at the end, she make a lot of, you know, she was in hospital for many months, and then many years, and then go back home, and then go back to hospital, kind of like that. And so 20 years after that, I decided to make this movie. And when I write the script since the beginning, I know that it will deal with schizophrenia and hypnotism. And I already know that I don't want to make a classical movie like in hospital and with, you know, I want no judgment. So I want to put myself as a director inside the head of a schizophrenia person. So I want that the movie is a schizophrenia.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Like inside the illness, you know, not like outsider, but insider.
Yeah.
And I want to create this, all the things that the protagonist Alter, that the main character see in her head, and that's why to create this fucking crazy mind, I had to create this for real, you know, setting, light, everything. It was a huge, you know, work to arrive.
And like, we have like psychological horror movies, which really is like a mind fuck, is pretty much. But your movie is like, it's about a mind, rather, you know, it's not like it's from a psyche point of view, so you're inside someone's mind, rather than being sighted, and that I think is more terrifying.
Yes, I love the fact that because yesterday people say, from journalists say, it's the first time, one of the first times that in FrightFest they selected on screen a movie that are not horror movie, and some of the critics write, Scarlet Blue is selecting at the FrightFest, one of the most horror movie festival in the world, but Aurélia Mengin is not a horror director. Of course I'm not, but and I show you, I think that suffer from schizophrenia is horrible, in fact, and sometimes reality, when you deal with some very strong thing, very strong, you know, illness, it's more horrible than monster or something like that, you know. Yes. And I'm always attractive about people who suffer in real life, and I'm always, you know, Phonassis deal with the death it was inspired about one of the best friends who suicide when I was 16, and I didn't understand why, because she was very, you know, funny in life. We laughed all the time, spent so much time together, and she never told me anything. And one day she decided to kill herself, you know, and I tried to ask why around her family nobody want to answer, and 20 years after I learned that in fact her father raped her regularly, and she was pregnant from her father, and she decided to kill herself, you know. And so when I learned this, I decided to make Phonassis, and Phonassis is about a love story in two girls, very close, and one of the girls is dead,
Okay.
and it's a road trip inside the French, landscape, and the main character that I play, Aina, has a urn with inside the body, the dead body of her lover girl, and she decided to make this road trip, and she always sees a ghost of her lover, and she burned inside, and she became more and more, like a volcano. Her skin became a volcano.
Okay.
That's surrealism, because she became really like black sand, At the end of the movie, she's only in black sand. So I create this kind of surrealism illness, we called phonasis. I name it the phonasis, and the phonasis is the name of my of the volcano in Réunion Island. And I come from this town where is a volcano.
Okay.
And this volcano is the most active volcano from the world.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, 4 times by year is is in eruption, and so that means that I always write things that hurt me in real life, but I put it on screen with surrealism, poesia, but it's always begin with a real story that I experiment, and then I try to put light on it and deal the thing to people with a lot of love inside, a lot of beauty inside, and I think that I just lost my father, and I'm actually writing something about all the thing, absolute violence that I did with my father, my family. He was a huge, he had a cancer, very strong, and in 1 year he left. It was like wow, very quick. And I know that when I will write this movie, even if I hurt, I'm hurt, I'm suffer so much, actually. But I know that the film that I will make will have beauty inside, poesia inside, because I think this is the artistic job. You have to tell the word, but with some kind of magic inside.
That's really, really interesting as well. And you're like the death of your father now, like I know this would be very hard. Do you think that with Scarlet Blue he would watch that and say, that's my girl, I taught her this, I'm seeing me through her?
I hope so, but I have the chance to make screening for him before, because yes, he was he played a small character inside the movie. He's the guy, the boss of the gas station in blue with a beard.
Yes, with the magazine.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my
because I was like, of course he's reading that porn mag here. So that was your dad. Brilliant. That's brilliant. So that shows me that your dad straight away is like, let's do it no matter what. I've got your back. You want me sitting on a chair reading a porn mag? I'm there for you.
Yes, and he's in blue, and Chris, who I play, the girl from the gas station, is in red, so this is together, they put the 2 colors of the film. And yes, my father, so I bring him from Réunion with my mother at Pays Basque, where we shoot the movie, and it's 12 hours by flight from Réunion, and even my father was sick. He said, yes, of course, I come, and he makes the documentary being the sequences, being the scene, making of, I don't know.
Making of, making of.
About all my film, I do it also for Scarlet Blue, and during the post-production, before my father was sick, the post-production was had to be made in Paris, but when I learned that my father won't be able to, to stay alive a long time, I decided to make the post-production in Réunion, and with a friend we create the first post-production studio for feature film. Yes, especially to be able to make Scarlet Blue there.
Okay, brilliant.
Yes, and so we built this studio in 5 minutes from my parents' house. So it was amazing, because all the night my father come with my mother to give to my team to lunch, because we were so focused to work so fast to be able to show the movies to my father. And so he saw the film many times during the editing and the color correction. And I organized, I think, 2 or 3 screening private in theater in Reno for him and my family before he passed away. So I know exactly what he think about Scarlet Blue, and this was my focus point. You know, unfortunately, I don't have seen the last process. It was the mixage, the sound, but it was not like, you know, he sees the movie, and yes.
Yeah, and let's talk about the colours in the movie. The colours are, it's such a vibrant movie for such a dark subject. And is there a psychology behind the colours that you're using? Yes. Yes,
of course. You know, I think when I begin the script, it was during the lockdown. I was locked down on my island during more time than you in Europe, because the island is very small, and they were terrified that if the COVID arrived, it will disappear. You know, so we were locked many months. Yes. And when I learned that we are going to be locked, you know, I never took holidays. I can't. I'm always working. You know, and I'm really terrified about, you know, making nothing. You know, I think I'm a very anxious person, and I need to work. You know, and so I say, oh my God, wow, lockdown. 2 days after the lockdown, I decided to write a script, you know. So during the lockdown, I was only focused on this, and I think that the title Scarlet Blue, who were in French Bleu Écarlate, arrived very soon. I think maybe the first week when I'm writing, you know, and I know that the movie will deal with 2 colors since the beginning. Huh?
Okay. Right. Yes.
And you have to know that each time when I'm writing a script, short film, medium film, my first feature now, and my next project, you have everything on the script, you know, because I receive a very strong picture inside my head, and I just writing what I see. You know, it's like somebody put a movie inside my head, but I'm alone to see the movie. You know, I'm just your
own personal showing inside your head,
and nobody is like a ghost, you know, speak to me, and I'm just writing like that, you know. And I see everything, so I put everything in the script, you know. And I saw that, for example, even when you have the camera, the Steadicam puts things like that, it's writing inside the script. You have to know that,
right? Okay.
Because it's not like, okay, you know, everything is writing. Because for me, the camera and the light are always be 2 strong characters in my work, because Scarlet Blue is the first movie when I use dialogues. Before that, all my film has no dialogues.
Okay.
That's why in the script you have everything: the light, the camera movement, and the sound. You know. For example, for Scarlet, since the writing, I put you are opera music or electro music. You know, everything is inside.
Yes.
Because for me, I want to make a script that the producer or actor or technical team can understood what film, and even that they sometimes never get it, you know.
You've got like the storyboards are in your head.
Yes, but I never make storyboard.
You do, because you've got it inside you.
And I hate people who ask me that, and I always said no, because, you know, now I don't know how is the shooting in England, but in France. On this script, I was a new team. Each time I had a new team, because, you know, I'm from Réunion, and I arrived to shoot in France, and, you know, I have to find people who are available at this time, and things like that. And a part of the team come from TV show, you know, and they were lost, absolutely lost. My God. So I tried to do my best, you know, but you have few time, because I have only 19 days to shoot.
Is that what that was made in 19 days?
Yes,
Wow,
yes,
wow.
with 2 cameras all the time.
Full days, 12-hour, 20-hour
Yeah.
days. How long was your average day of a
Oh,
shoot?
for me it's I don't sleep.
You don't sleep. Oh yeah, you told me you are an insomniac.
Yes.
So you get up, you go out, you film.
Yes, yes. And but for the team, I had to, try to do my best that they don't become crazy.
I get you.
Yes, but I don't sleep, and I'm a very after the shooting when people are getting sleeping or make a party or have a drink, I just waiting for the rush, and then I watch the rush. And to be sure that we have everything. If I thought something that I don't like or we mess, I know that tomorrow I can put a better thing,
Yes.
so I'm really focused on the work. And yes, it's very intense. I'm not like kind of director who love the shooting part because you're kind of queen of the city, I'm not fucking, I don't care about that, I just want to make my movies, and I don't care to have a drink with people or eat with people, I just want to make my job. And 19 days only, it's too short to make this kind of beauty movie, That's why I had to be very, 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 very focused, and I prepare me very strong before, like a very sportive guy, like I'm getting on the ring and I'm okay, I'm ready to fight,
And you're going to win.
Yes, of course. Oh my God, yes.
Right, I want to talk
I
about
always say when I begin a movie, losing is not a possibility.
Well, that's the determination that you do need, and the fact that what you're saying is that you're making movies here for yourself. It's not about rating this movie a 15 certificate so more people will get in. It'll appeal to a younger audience. It's an adult movie with an adult theme, and I want to talk about the camera angles.
Yes.
Right. I'm not even joking. It's the first movie where I was sort of watching it, and then all of a sudden I was like, and I'm like, what? That's never happened before. Especially it was just so subtle as well. At the petrol pump, the car puts that arm on the car, and the camera slightly, and my head is just like,
yes.
Wow.
And after he gets inside the car and the camera get with him,
Yes.
and then the car get out.
Yeah. Oh, the angles, the filming is like truly unique as well.
And each time when I'm making each my shoot, I don't know how you say in English, you say action and then cut. This part between action and cut to me is very long, because I can make it maybe 7 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, without cut.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I don't
a
make
long
it.
take.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I always, since the beginning, since I was 20 years before when I begin, I always working like that. 2 camera always, and very long take, but not a few take. I don't many take. I will never be able to shoot the same sequences for like some director, 30 times, 40 times.
Yes.
I can't. I lost my time. I lost my man. So I had the most take I do. I think it's 5 or maybe 6, but no more, because I don't like that. And I think I lost my my feeling inside. But it's long way. The take is long, and most of the actors are very comfortable with that, but someone is not. For example, the Amélie who play Altair when she's connected to reality, it was very difficult for her, because I think maybe she never played in theater. I didn't know her before the film, and but the other actress, and Sophie Charon, who play all the Altair in the crazy part and surrealistic and sexuality part, she was very comfortable with very long take, and unfortunately, even if an actor is not comfortable, I can't make it differently that I'm working, So long take is also very difficult for camera, because the Steadicam is very heavy, And for when you have the steady cam during 10 minutes, it's not like 2 minutes, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
You get it. And for the camera, during the script, I already write and know that you will have two camera, a hand camera and a steady cam. You know, and few times you've got traveling, but not much. And the guy it was the first time I work with René Pierre Rouault, who is a steady camera, and is absolutely amazing. He's a huge, amazing cameraman. It's incredible, and I was very happy because he come from not artistic film, not very action movie. And I love working with people who for the camera who come from action, and because they are very strong, you know, and they are not like, oh, I'm tired, you know.
I get you. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yes.
And René was amazing, and he was like me, you know. He fall in love with the movement of the camera that I asked him to do. And he, at the end of the shooting, he make me the confidence that he's a steady camera of Luc Besson.
Oh wow! Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Of course. And I asked him what don't you tell me that before? And he said, I don't want, because you are so an artistic vision. I'm thinking that you won't take me on the shooting, you know. And I said, why? You know, like Besson is
such a huge compliment.
Yes.
Besson is one of the
and the camera in movie of Besson. You love or don't love the movie. I don't love all this movie, but he always try to make very beautiful movement camera, you know. And for me, the camera will always be one of the most part with the color in my film, you know, because the camera is not only the camera, it's the feeling of the movies, it's the feeling of art, it's the feeling of
soul,
the
window,
soul,
the windows,
yes. And although the camera express the desire, the sensuality, the mysterious thing, you know, the camera is always like she want to catch you, you know, but very sweet. And I like that.
Yeah. That's a very, very. Do you think now that you're going to be using this man again for your next feature, or is he going to be your cameraman now because he loves your artistic vision?
I hope so, because we have, you know, I think I make 8 shorts and 2 feature film, and I have each time new team, you know. But for each movie, I keep with me, you know, so the team grow up. I keep with me 1 or 2 people that I say, okay, with you, it's amazing, because you know you can't. It's not allowed to say that. I don't like people who say that making a film, it's making family and everybody is nice. No, everybody is not nice, especially when you are like me, a woman from Réunion Islands, so far away, arrived to make a movies with. A team who are a lot of men inside and who don't understood what you do about body, about sensuality, about woman. It's very hard to have exactly what you want. But you met some guy who are very open mind, very want that they René Pierre and Sylvain, the DOP, really want to make me happy. You know, they believe in my vision, even if other people didn't get my vision and didn't want to. You know, they really understood the film. Like Emmanuel Bonamy, the guy with you talk about the actor who were in the gas station and then the camera. You know? Yes, Emmanuel is an amazing actor. I met Emmanuel for Pharnacist because he is the main character in Pharnacist. And it was a so huge, you know, meeting that now I know that he will ever have a small or a big character inside my next movie, you know. And even for Patricia Barzik, the Rosie. Rosie character. She's. It was the first time we met and traveled and worked together, and she's a very, very amazing person. And on the set, she's great. She's very generous. She's very supporting person, you know. And she was like, so, you know, inside the characters. So even when I say cut, she still Rosie. That was amazing.
Yes.
You know, she's still like that, and in life she's nothing nothing.
Very professional.
Yeah, yes,
yeah.
and nothing look like Rosie in the
Mhm.
real life. But during the shooting, even when I see cut, she's keep inside, very focused, and I like that because you know it's amazing to work with kind of this actor and Stefano Cassetti, the healer.
Very, very good.
Oh my God!
Was his blue eyes?
Oh
I
my
think?
God! Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Of course, I put something inside.
Ah, okay.
Sometime, but,
Yes.
but not ever. But he has these eyes.
Mhm.
When I met him, I thought it was snake eyes, you know, and I said, "Oh my God, this is the guy. This is the healer," and it's very impressed.
He's an
Like-
Italian actor, isn't he? He's Italian.
He's Italian,
Yes,
yes,
yeah,
and actually he's a very. He was very famous when he began because he made a movie that was huge in France. Roberto Quero. It was Roberto Suedo.
Okay. I think I actually do. I haven't seen the movie, but I worked in movie stores for so long. I've definitely had the movie.
Yes, and he played many Netflix and Cinema Italian and German movies. And actually, it was I think 3 months ago. It was a release of a TV show called on Netflix Anthracite. I don't know if you
Transit on Transit.
Anthracite, the color Anthracite.
No, I'm not too sure. No,
yes,
no.
it's one of the best character inside, and yes, he's a huge actor and very, comfortable with surrealism, with performance. You know, for example, I don't know the name of, the thing.
The diving helmet.
Yes,
Yes.
It was very heavy, 30 the weight was
Yes,
30.
yeah. 30 kilograms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you try it, if you, oh my God, I say yes. Do you think you can make we can make a short take if you want for the sex performance? And he said, of course not. I had to make it with this. And I said, you are sure, because his head and he's so amazing. He's so amazing. It's like, yes. And yes, I love people like that. People who get inside the movie and take this kind of movie to have a chance to, express themselves too.
Yes.
I think if you don't want to have this, mentality, you can't work with me, because I think you can be lost and afraid. But this is the most difficult part in my heart, is to find the technical people and also the actors who want to express themselves and to live a very strong, experience, because making this kind of movie is also an experience personal for each person, you know. And people have to be very open, very, yes. I can't explain because I don't have the vocabulary in English, but it's not so easy. You have to be very open to different kind of universe, different kind of personality.
You have to be. Oh, I know the word as well. I can't even think of the word in English, but you have to be. Oh, I don't know, but I know exactly what you're on about. Yeah, it has to be open to be trying new things, and that must be interesting for an actor, and as you say, for a cameraman, because they're so used to doing these. I'm not going to say normal movies, but everything's very the same. So to get something that's so just offbeat and so strange, it must be like a joy for people like your cameraman or the actors too do, like I think that's very, very good. That I think you need your own team. You're saying now that you've opened up your own little studio. You're going to have your own cameraman. All these people are going to fly over to you next.
Yeah, but you know, for example, all my post-production team, editor, color correction, sound designer, and composer, we work together since 15 years. We met on the film that I told you, Macadam Transfer, and since we met, it's like we stayed together. It was like family, and that was amazing, because especially with this movie, because this movie was so difficult for me with my father who was so sick, and it was a very hard personal experience, and making a movie is difficult, but making a movie when you are losing your father is more difficult, you know. And I have to be very strong, and I have to be, you know, I don't want to put my sadness on the team, and you know, I never do that. And that's why for me, I'm very you know, I really want to thank my post-production team, because they come with me in Réunion, leaving their family who were in Paris. They come with me for many months, and they say to their family, we have to support Aurélia, and we have to make this post-production near her father, and this is. Brilliant. And they don't, they when I asked them, they never took, you know, 5 minutes to
straight away
to have a reflection and think about it. They say, we come with you, and that's all. You know, so and that
special.
For me, yes, that for me is the main thing, and I hope that I will be able to find this kind of guy on also for the shooting, because I think I had to find, and I think that René Pierre, of course, is one. He has the potential to come in my family. I think so. Yes.
Let's talk about the music and the sound design. You can't see here, but we've also got Nicholas off camera, and he is the composer. Come on, say hello, Nicholas. Come here. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that's Nicholas. He is the composer and the sound designer for Scarlet Blue. So let's talk about your head again, because this interests me. Was the music in your head?
Yes. Not exactly the music, but I know that, like I said before the interview, there are two composers on my film, always working with my brother, Pablo Mengin, and with Nicolas Luquet. They never work together, you know, each guy has his part. But at the end, Nicolas take the sound of my brother and his own sound, Nicolas, and create this amazing, you know, original music of the film. My brother working more on classical opera music, you know, and also one of the sound in the house of Alter, when the mother is here, rap music.
Yes.
Urban music, you know, and Nicolas make all the electro music. Is very amazing on it, you know, very strange sound, rock electro, with something come from the inside. I don't know how to say.
I know what you're saying.
And Nicolas is very good to express, I think, the feeling of the character. He's a magician for that. And so what I know when I write a script is all the, you know, the opera sequence is for me, you know, when the body are in gold or in silver, something like that. Very special sequence. I know that it will be opera because it reminds me, you know, Greek tragedy, something like that. When I'm writing, you know, and I say, okay, it would be nice to have this kind of music. And for all the other, I just, you know, I am really trusting Nicolas, because he knows so much my universe, because we work together since 15 years. So each time when I'm finished a script, I give it to my editor, my color corrector, and Nicolas, you know, and my sound designer. And so they read it, and during when he read, he begin to create the music. And also Nicolas is always with me when I make, you know, when I reach the location for the shooting, you know. So when I travel and try to find the good place for these sequences, and I took a lot of pictures, and he's with me. And I think when I say, okay, I will shoot this here, this, he had the beginning of the inspiration to the music arrive. And then for Scarlet Blue, when I begin the editing, he give me, I think, around 50 music, and it was not finished, but it was like maquette, you know. And so with my editor, during the editing, during the first, you know, the first editing, because we make, you know, a few, right? The first thing, we can use the music and shows, and then Nicolas work again to make this sound, you know, very beautiful, very orchestral, very, you know, work on it. Yes.
And the sound design.
Oh my God, I'm terrific on sound design.
You love sound design.
I love so much.
Yeah, I love it as well. What is the sound of the eating the fish? It's one of those. What sound is that? What did you use?
So I think he had to. He can explain because I don't know. I can say something that. Part of the sound then when RJ became crazy and all this, I put it, I make it, you know. So you've got a lot of sound that he asked me to make. It's very funny because sometimes he make it. He has his own studio and he work very like old-fashioned, you know, all vintage things.
Okay.
He make all the sound is in his home studio and we put it. And for example, if there's a crying or something like that, he called me and I arrived and I make a lot of things he asked me and like very, you know, artisan, very handmade sound.
Yes.
And I think that's why the sound design he create is very amazing and he used very long time to make it. On the working on the sound and the music, you have 1 year 1 year to work on it, you know. It's very long and amazing work because on normal movie you've got many people on the sound and he make all the sound design alone, you know. And for the fish, c'était quoi le son que tu avais fait quand elle croque dans le fish? Il y a un mélange, je crois.
C'est un son de matière, de viande.
Yeah. Okay. He took. He mixed a lot of sound. The sound in the real shooting, and he had a very disgusting meat sound. You know, and sound very like things like that. And you have to know that this second was amazing because I feel sick during the shooting because and you know I'm allergic to seafood, very strong. That's why I use the fish. It's like an exorcism, you know, because since it's funny because I'm from a Reunion Island and I can't eat fish and I can't swim in the sea because I'm allergic to all the sea thing, you know. Yes, and that's why I use this metaphor of fish inside. And when I chose the fish, the first proposition that my guy from the accessory bring me, he arrived with fish like that, and I said, what? Yeah, but they are blue. You say blue fish. It's difficult to find blue. They are like that. Oh my God! I want a big fish, you know. Okay. He arrived with the day after with a big fish, but the big fish was gray, very ugly fish, you know. And I said, yes, it's perfect. And I called my makeup director and I asked her if she can make up the fish with the same color and the same, you know, thing she used on Anne-Sophie Charon when Anne-Sophie plays the ghost, the fish woman, you know. And the girl said, oh, it's the first time that somebody has asked me to make up a fish, a dead fish, you know. Okay. I said, yes, is it possible? And she said, yes, okay. So she make it. And I asked my actress, Anne-Sophie Charon, if she can eat the fish really, you know, and it's a fresh fish, you know. And she said, I can do it, and I will do it. And she takes so much pleasure to make this huge performance, you know. She became crazy, and it was very, very funny because for me it was very difficult sequences, and I said, okay, you can just little, you know, eat a little if you want. And she said, no, I'm getting inside. I will eat this fish, okay. And I was shooting, and I feel so sick, and we have to turn it because, you know, it's long sequences and it was amazing.
Yeah. It's like I don't know if you've seen Old Boy. They're like an old Korean movie. There's a
I don't see my brother sent me after this. He sent me the sequences after having watching mine with
the squid, the octopus. Yes, very similar.
Yeah.
And that was live. That was a live octopus, and he had to eat, I think, 6 or 7 of those.
Oh my
well,
God.
so like that's what I'm saying. How good, like the performance that you got, how determined. that was to do that in that one long take, when you've got someone like Chow Moon-sik from Old Boy who takes 7 takes to do it, and it's eating 7 octopuses, live octopuses. So it's remarkable that you have the actors there that are dedicated to say, listen, I'm going in, I'm going to eat that fish, you're going to get this shot.
Yeah.
What was the reaction afterwards?
Oh, you know, I was so happy because during the shooting I know that it would be one of the, I think, the strong seconds of the movies, and also at the end of the sequences of the film, when she has this amazing, beautiful sexuality sequences with Stefano Cassetti, and then she eats this fish. I think it's amazing sequences. I'm so glad that she make it, and I'm so glad to have the idea when I write it and to put it on screen and it work, you know, because sometimes you write something and it's so strange. You say, oh my God, maybe it don't work, you know, it will don't work, and in fact, I think it works. And I think that people can understood and believe how crazy is Althea inside and how disturbing she is, and that's why I need to go as far as possible, also with the actress, you know, to get it, because I will be very, 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 you know, very angry if I was not go as far away as I want when I'm writing this film. And it's not so easy, because when you are alone, you're writing something and you are alone, and you are courageous because you are alone, but then you have to be strong. And I think directors, the most difficult part for a director movie is to keep, during all the process of making a film, you know, is to keep alive your strong in first vision. And this is very difficult, because everybody, you know, gives their advice, you know, oh, you should, maybe you shouldn't, maybe you should, maybe it will be better, maybe not, you know, and you have to close your eyes. For me, you know, everybody make movies like he wants. Some guy maybe keep everything. I close my eyes and just focus on me inside, on my heart, on my soul, to always be strong and very honest with the film that I want to make, you know. And I think at the end, even if your movie, you know, nobody, or somebody don't like, somebody like, but I think it's very important to be proud of what you do. Not to say that you are amazing, not like, but proud because you stay in your right, you know. Determined. Yes. That's very important, because it's more easy, you know, to have good relationship to say okay to the others. Yes. Because when you say okay, people is happy, you know, but they, after the shooting, they left another movie, you know, but you are alone with the rush, and in the editing you can cry, you know. So for me, it's the most important thing is to keep your vision always alive and stay on your straight, you know, way of thinking. And that has to be rewarded, you know. And I think now that you are, this like Scarlet Blue has been released to the world, people are going to start seeing how beautiful it is, and when it's not a very easy movie to understand. And I think that's it. I think it's an important part of the film, that it's not meant to be. It's like the mental illness. We don't see this, you know. It's just a hard film to decipher, but when the pieces come together, it makes it real worth it. You're like, oh my God, right? Yes. But my father, when I grew up, he always says that, you know, he always says that art don't have to be easy, you know. And I think that since many years, especially in France, I don't know in England, but in France, you know, there's a lot of people, producer, distributor, and also after director, you know, because they don't have choice, you know, want to make easy movie, you know, easy movie. And more easy you make movie, more, you know, less you give the chance to the audience to, you know, try to enter in difficult movie, try to, you know, experiment something else, you know. You can't, I think it's okay if they make comedy or easy movie or horror, very easy horror, you know. I'm not like a girl who want to fight against that. But I think that cinema is not only fucking easy movie, you know. And for me, it's not, you know, a bad thing when journalists, critics, or everyone will say, yeah, your film is not easy. Yes, of course. Yes, I know. But you know, I'm not an easy woman. You know. I'm not an easy woman, you know. I have a lot of things inside me. I never slept because, you know, I have too many ideas in my man inside all the time. You know, yes, I'm not easy. So my movies just look like me, you know. And I don't like easy person, you know.
Of course.
I want people who are sometimes, you know, difficult, who have not like. You know, I think easy movie for me is very boring, you know. And I love movie when I didn't know after the screening if I like or not, or if I have understood something or not, you know. And I love then when you get out of the screening that you are thinking to the movie, thinking to what you just watch, you know. And I think it's not for me my objective to make a movie that everybody can, you know, in one or few words, you know, talk about it on the very easy. I want that people have to think about things, about the feeling. Ask them if they like or not, and why they don't like. This is a very good question.
Yes. So you're making a movie for a cinephile, for someone who is obsessed with it. You're making a movie for not a film fan, but for someone who understands film.
Yes, and I think the most important thing that I during the travel to in festival for my first feature film, because we traveled in more than 30 festivals with Phonatist. It was amazing, you know, to meet so different people, and the thing that I understood is that you know, it's not only cinephile people who love my work, but it's people open mind. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's why sometimes people who don't go often to cinema or not, you know, don't have a huge culture of cinema can be so touched by my film, you know. I remember it was in Kolkata 4 years ago. We were invited in competition with Phonatist, and a very old man with his wife come after the screening, and they speak to me, and the man says that it was the first time that he watched a movie directed by a woman, and the first time that he see and he understood that women have desire, sexual desire, you know, because in Phonatist too you have some kind of sexual desire, woman desire. And for me, I was very touched by the old man, that he had the courage to come to me, say that to me, and we speak together. And I was very touched, because cinema is also that you know, you don't need to have emotion, you don't need to have culture. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And of course, when I read since 3 weeks, I received a lot of beautiful review for Scarlet Blue here in England, and of course it's amazing to read, you know, a very beautiful article written by journalists who know cinema, who can make, you know, connection between different kind of movies, director, and things like that. Of course, for director, it's a huge thing to read that people they understand what you try to do. But also, it's important to say that cinema, the first thing is emotion. And even if my movie is not easy, I think the emotion to get inside it's easy, because I use you know, color, camera, and just, you know, humanity without judgment. And this is important for me.
Like you were saying about that old man, you know, like the cinema that he was so used to, there was no real women making movies back in his day. It was all maybe westerns or like very male dominated movies, and women were side characters, and then you just appear on the screen or on the scene, and show him that, you know, there is voice in women's cinema as well, and he recognized that. So
Yes.
I think that's very important. That was a
Yes,
really nice thing
yes.
for that man to get up and say that to you.
Yes, yes.
You know, yeah, amazing. So what's next?
What's next? As I said, I have finished a new script.
Oh,
It's in France, c'est Le Soupir des Papillons, Butterfly Respite.
okay.
Okay, and I hope that we will be able to find, producer not only in France because I think maybe in a foreign country people can be more connected to my vision. And I hope it will be easier than Scarlet Blue to find a financial, budget to make this film. And I had to find inside me the courage to write the